My name is Solomon, originally from San Diego, California, but I've lived here in Atlanta most of my life.
Okay, and how long have you been growing your hair out?
Now since September of last year, so September 2015.
And what has your experience been like?
It's been, I mean, it's interesting. I was growing my hair prior to September 2015. My sister asked me to cut it for her wedding. So it had gotten to about this length, but I had done a few things with it, like straightening it out and blowing it out into like a big afro. I had a mohawk at one point. That was interesting. But just growing it like this, it's been tough at times because it takes a long time to get my hair to be a certain way. I like it to be curly, like this, and there's some long nights sometimes just twisted it all night just to untwist it in the morning. So it's been interesting, for sure.
So now, is that your only pain point, or do you have any issues with dryness or hair growth or anything like that?
So I had an issue with dryness when I first started out because I didn't know what to do. I mean, and then when I look up things to do, most stuff is like for girls and for women. So I don't really know where to start because some of the stuff that they were saying put in your hair, it smells feminine. I don't really want that in my hair. But so I was at one point just using just standard olive oil and aloe vera, but my hair didn't really like that. It was itching a little bit. There was a little bit of buildup, so I had to stop using that. It looked nice, but it didn't feel too great, so I had to change up a little bit. But that was my biggest pain. That has been my biggest pain point. Is just like finding what works for me as far as my hair. So I just use a regular standard shampoo right now, but I would like to find something that works a little bit better.
Can you describe your hair washing process or your routine?
So I wash it in the shower with, like I said, standard shampoo, conditioner that you can just get at your local grocery store. I wash it, kind of try to detangle it in the shower because it's easier there. Because once it dries, it's a little harder. Because my hair is not really long right now, long enough to where it kind of it detangles itself a little bit. Once it gets longer, I guess it's easier to comb through when it's longer. But like right now, there's knots sometimes that I'm just trying to like get out with the comb afterwards, and it's kind of rough. But I think that can be attributed to the shampoo that I use because it's not like really good shampoo at all. But after I wash it and condition it, I let it air dry for a little while. I put some coconut oil in there and just twist it up at night. In the morning, untwist it.
Now, do you have an issue with shedding or breakage?
Not too much. I never really had too much of a problem with that. I mean, also I don't really know what too much of a problem looks like. I mean, I can imagine what too much of a problem looks like, but I've never permed my hair or anything like that, so I don't really know what exactly damaged hair would feel like.
So, do you have a problem combing your hair when it's dry?
Yeah, major issue combing it when it's dry. When it's dry, I'm like sitting there trying to comb through it, and I have to grab parts of it up here and then comb through the ends, because if I just try to comb straight through it, it'll hurt really bad. I'm not tender-headed or anything like that, but I mean, you can imagine if somebody's pulling on your hair. That's what it feels like. Somebody's just pulling on your hair when I'm trying to comb through it. And so I have to constantly wet it or put oil in it to try to comb through it, because my hair is very thick. It's very thick, and so it's hard.
How important are plant-based products to your life, or green products to your life?
I think it's very important. I try to live a very healthy lifestyle. Eating healthy, working out healthy. So anything that I put in or on my body, I would like for it to follow in that path. So green products they're very important to me, for sure.
When you buy shampoo and conditioners or hair care products, what are you expecting to happen to your hair once you buy these products? What are you looking for them to deliver?
I would like for it to be easier to comb, for sure, and Also, like I like for my hair to feel soft. The shampoo that I use right now, it leaves it like it leaves it soft at first, but when it dries up very rough. If I don't put any oil or anything in it like that, it just becomes a mess. So I would like for any, my ideal shampoo would be something that leaves my hair easy to detangle and soft for sure. And I guess shine is important as well. I want it to look good.
So you've used Yelani Moisture Blast Conditioning Shampoo. Tell me about your experience.
It was really awesome, actually. It felt really good. It smelled really good. I had like, you were telling me, I had like this like tingling sensation in my head. It felt like minty almost. It was like, it felt really fresh, and like it feels really soft now. That's what I was talking about earlier. I wanted something that made it soft, made it feel smooth, something that gave it a little bit of shine, and I've got all that here right now, and it's really awesome. I love it. I can definitely like recommend this to my little sister, my mom, my big sister, like everybody I know. Yeah.
So what about the shedding? Did you see a difference in shedding and breakage?
Huge difference. There was almost nothing there. Like I looked in after we washed it and after we combed through it and stuff like that, and there was like minimal breakage. It was impressive. It was impressive for sure, because usually, like I was telling you, my sink at home is clogged right now because I had so much breakage, and this will help a whole lot with that. Yeah.
And what about the detangling process? Was that different for you?
I didn't even know you were brushing my hair. I didn't even know you were combing my hair out. Remember, like usually I'm like I told you, I'm trying to scrape that stuff out, trying to detangle, and I didn't even know you were brushing until you told me. So I was like, what? Really? Wow. All right.
So what would you tell someone about Yelani who's interested in purchasing Yelani products? What would you tell them?
It smells great. You'll smell great. It'll leave you feeling good. It'll leave you feeling fresh and relieved from all the stuff that you were using before. It's amazing. It feels good. You feel good, and I mean, you haven't washed your hair until you've washed it with Yelani.
My name is Latonya. I am from Jersey, but I've lived in Stone Mountain, Georgia for the past maybe 20 years, almost 20 years.
And how long have you been natural?
About 3 years now. It'll be 3 years in September, and it's a journey. It's been a journey.
Can you tell us about your transition?
Yeah, it was made a decision. It no longer had become seeing people kind of be natural. People were really learning about their hair and whatnot, and I said to myself, what does my hair really feel like? Do I really even know? And I decided to go natural, or go back to being natural.
And what does it mean to you to be natural?
To be me, accept me for who I am. It's interesting because as a young girl, I dealt with being taller than average, a little darker, big teeth, all those things, and you find yourself losing yourself trying to be something else, and not knowing what my hair looked like, even though people say it's pretty, it's long, but it wasn't even its natural self. It wasn't what it was supposed to look like, and so that was definitely an eye-opening experience to really feel what it feels like now.
So tell me about your pain points. Do you have anything that you're struggling with dryness, detangling? How long does it take you to detangle your hair? Any areas that you want to improve when it comes to managing your hair?
My hair has always been thick. I mean, my mom, I was very tender-headed as a child, so I learned how to take care of my own hair, but combing through it, figuring out how I wanted it to look at the end point, which I still didn't know. And I guess it was transitioning to that point of accepting it for what it looked like and knowing that it was pretty like that was really the struggle. Right now, my biggest struggle is cutting my ends, but I guess that's just something that I need to learn how to do on my own, and because it does grow. They say our hair doesn't grow, but my hair is growing very long. And as it grows, it tangles up quite a bit, and I know that's because I need to cut my ends and whatnot. Still finding right product combinations and making sure that it looks as healthy as it really feels as though it should be. Daily, I have dry skin as well, and hair and skin is all linked. So I constantly moisturize. During the day, more than once per day, I have to put product in my hair or something in my hair to keep it, looking lively and whatnot.
So when you buy products, what are you looking for those products to deliver?
Moisture, definitely moisture and shine. Manageability too, because it's so high or it's fly away. I wouldn't say frizz because it's naturally frizzy, but that has become part of its beauty. But I guess the shine, keeping it looking shining and alive.
How long does it take you to detangle your hair during your washing process?
It doesn't, I guess, I've learned to tolerate the pain a lot better. So it doesn't take a really long time, but and I guess that's for different people's perspective. Maybe about 30 minutes after I wash, and actually I try to do it right out of the shower after I've washed my hair and have a lot of conditioner in it. I'm already starting to try to comb through and everything else. So it's not a totally separate process. I've already kind of sectioned it off and I've already started picking through it before it's even towel dry to a certain extent.
What's been your experience with shedding and premature breakage?
A lot of shedding. Well, not a lot, because all I can do is compare it to before. So when I comb through, I do have quite a bit of shedding every day when I comb out, and I don't know, I guess knowledge would be more key. I don't know if it's too much shedding. I don't think it is, because I know our hair is supposed to shed all the time anyway. But it's quite a bit. Comb through is definitely, but that's part of the tangle and being detangled and whatnot. I do have quite a bit of shedding, but I have a head full of hair too. So I expect it. So that's something that I really can't speak to. The second part of your question was?
Premature breakage.
I see the growth. So I would say once I really clip my ends, I could see where the breakage is coming off, but there's quite a bit, because I know that's part of the growth process. You have to, pruning or snip ends and everything else to make it grow as healthy as it should be, and I'm not doing that, and that's part of the knowledge, and that's why I keep learning more and more about my hair, because I know what's necessary.
When it comes to hair care products, what do you ultimately want to receive from your shampoo and your hair care products? What are you ultimately looking for?
Since I've learned that conditioning is so important for my hair, there's a big difference after I wash and have a good conditioner in it compared to some type of conditioner. It does provide that detangling. It does provide that softness and manageability. So conditioning is definitely important, and leaving a sense of moisture, and I can only think that it comes from some type of oil base, but something that leaves that shine so that it feels as healthy as I want it to be when I'm done.
And how do you feel if you can find a product that delivers what you are looking for and is also green? How important is a green product to your lifestyle? Very. As we get older and all the different things that we're learning right now, it is too important what we use in our bodies, on our bodies, all those types of things. So it's amazing to see that certain products that we've been using forever, we're now finding out cause so many of the illnesses that have been killing people for a long time. So a green product is very important to me. Just trying to be healthier, these things make sense just for ourselves. So yes, love a product that is more health conscious. And you can't think that the external doesn't contribute to the internal. So yeah, it's very important. So I'm excited about using products that are healthier and green. So tell us about your experience using Yelani.
It's almost freeing,
but I feel so pretty. I feel, to just after washing and just feel like, okay, this is me and this is how I look, and I feel so clean, fresh, pretty. It feels good. It feels really good. We mentioned it earlier, but the amount of breakage is so much different. The detangling process was so much shorter. Feels really good. Feels really good.
So do you feel like you save time? Can you speak about the
Absolutely.
time and the amount of hair loss?
Absolutely. The detangling process was, I would say, less than half of the time. Because, and I don't know if it's just because doing it myself, well, actually, that would make it easier because I'm a little rougher, I think, even on myself. So it was definitely less than half of the time. And then the amount of breakage, the amount of hair shedding was considerably less. So in convenience and everything else, I can see a big difference. And just the softness of the hair is just, it feels great.
Is this something that you would recommend to your friends and family?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and to add that it's a green product just makes even more of such a big difference. To know that it's naturally just great for me, my hair, my health, it's awesome. Awesome feeling.
Do you see a difference in shrinkage?
I think, well, as you can see before, it was a lot, but it was drier. It was a lot poofier and everything else. So it's shrunk up pretty good. It'd be interesting as it dries to see how it really will look. But so far.
And what about your curl pattern? How has it affected your curl pattern?
The curls are popping. They're popping nicely. It just feels so good. The waviness of my hair, it doesn't feel forced at all. None of it feels forced. I mean, we didn't put that much in my hair, just a little something to continue to moisturize and maybe seal it a little bit, but I don't have a whole bunch of product in my hair, which I would probably normally do. So, and for it to look this light and alive and fresh, big difference.
Can you speak to your pain points, dryness and moisture? What are your opinions on that when it comes to the product? How does your hair feel?
As far as moisturized, it feels good. As you can see, it is still a little damp, but it feels so soft. It feels so strong as well as being soft. Like for her to go through the combing process and not that much hair to be coming out, and to really be able to comb through and finger through, and it feels really good and manageable.
And what about the cleanliness? How is that?
It feels great. It smells good. It doesn't feel like there's any extra residue on it. It feels light. So no, it feels great. And I think I've used more product when I was at home. So that it was even a learning experience today to see that you guys just used a few more pumps. I think I don't take enough time to work the product through to have this much of a effect on my hair.
So are you getting the results that you expect to get from natural products for your hair?
This is a change. Feeling this, or even seeing the results of this wash, I have a new revelation in using it, and what the outcome should be. So just makes a big difference.
My name is Tiger Dawn, and I am from Baltimore, Maryland. I moved to Atlanta 3 years ago.
And how long have you been natural?
I have been 100% natural since March 26th of 2016.
And how long have you been transitioning?
Wow, and that's a story. Okay, since 2015 is when I started this process, but I tried it 2 other times. So 2013, I attempted to allow the relaxer to grow out. My hair was like down my back. And so I decided, okay, it was thinning out, for years and years of relaxing. So I said I'll try the natural. My daughter's been natural, I don't know, probably the past 10 years. So I said I would give it a try. I could never make it past the 4-month mark. The creamy crack was just calling my name. So I go 4 months and then I relaxed it again. And then a year later, 2014, I tried it again. And it's always been in the summertime when I decide to try it, because I figured, I can braid it down, I don't have to mess with it too much. But then when September hits, calling my name, creamy crack, gotta put it in. So 4-month stretch again. Last year, I tried it again. June 25th was my last perm, and I made it to November, which was actually 5 months in. And I was just scrolling through Instagram, and I saw a picture with a post that said, I don't understand why people keep saying that they're going natural. They're going natural. You're not going natural. You're going back to natural, because with a lot of African American girls, we started straightening our hair very young. Then the perms came out. Dr. Lily was a popular brand that started doing the relaxers. And so for me, at the age of 45, when I decided to go back to natural, I had to actually remember what my hair was like. I come from a lineage of Black, white, and Indian. So I knew that I didn't have a bad grade of hair, but I didn't know what it was. So that actually kept me going beyond the 4-month mark. So at 8 months, the natural hair was kind of taking over, and it was kind of kicking off the relaxed hair. And I was trying to hold on to my length at the same time, trying to deal with 2 different textures of hair. And the day before my birthday, I decided I'm going to go ahead and just cut it off. I had allowed probably 4.5 inches to grow out, and that was enough for me because I didn't want to do the teeny weeny afro. So I went ahead, chopped it off the day before my birthday this year, and I have to tell you, it's almost like my hair said, "Oh!" It instantly felt healthier. It instantly felt better. It was as if it said, okay, get off of here, relaxed hair, and it just came alive. And I have really, really enjoyed it since. It's been 3 months, but it's been rewarding. Just, adding to confidence and just knowing that who I am as I am is all right.
What does being natural mean to you?
Well, it's interesting you asked that question. I had a conversation with a friend about a week or so ago, and they actually asked me if I felt as though it was a lifestyle. And my response, short answer was, no, it's not a lifestyle. Again, you're not going natural, you're going back. So it's naturally who I am. So it's not a choice, it's who I already am. I chose a lifestyle of relaxed hair. However, going back to my natural roots, the natural way of who I am, it's freeing. It really is. It is freedom on the top of my head. It is my God-given crown, and to look at it in that aspect, I don't want to alter that. I don't want to do anything that takes away from the purity of the image that God made. And it gives me a freedom within self. It gives me a level of confidence that I never had with relaxing my hair. It was me trying to fit into a form of what someone else should perceive me as opposed to me seeing myself as who I am and accepting myself for who I am. So, now when I get up, whether I wear it, blown out and curled, or whether I wear my natural curls, I look in the mirror and I say, girl, you're beautiful. I just love it. I really embrace it, and I tell you, it's one of the best decisions that I've made in my life.
Now, what are your pain points when it comes to being natural?
Well, I think that the challenge, even, making the 2 attempts before, the challenge was being afraid of what my hair was going to be. Again, not remembering from when I was a child, what it actually was, what the texture was, how I had to handle it. I remember younger, it being brittle, it being rough and hard to comb through, and which is why my mother started straightening it, hot comb. When I cut the relaxer out and got to actually feel what my real natural hair felt like, no pain. I have to honestly say no pain. The struggle was product, because in my life, the way I live my life is there always has to be a balance. So if I decided to remove chemical from my hair, then if I'm going to continue to nourish and grow my natural hair, then it means not putting any chemicals in it. So I can't go from relaxing to now natural and then putting some other kind of chemical on it that would alter it. So I started doing research and learned about amino acids and that the hair loves protein and things like that. So very becoming just conscious of the types of products that I bought, understanding that all alcohol isn't bad, understanding what types of alcohol may be actually a benefit to your hair. That was the struggle for me. It was just so much. It was so much information and so much to process, and then trying to learn what my hair is and what would work for my hair. So that would be a pain or struggle for me, is wanting to make sure that whatever I put on my hair is best for my hair, but also as natural as it can be for my hair.
Okay. And that was the follow-up. How important are green products? Well, first, what do you expect from your products? What are you looking for them to deliver?
Well, my goal for what I would like my hair to eventually do on its own is to be relaxed in its natural curl, to have a strong shine, a healthy look, volume. And so my search for products definitely geared towards green, because they are natural things that God has given us to use to maintain every aspect of this wonderful body that He's given us. So plant-based, earth-based, those are the things that I try to make sure, are in the products that I'm going to use, because it's not something, again, that's going to harm my hair. It's going to put back some oils that I may lose in washing it. We don't understand sometimes the things that we do to our hair when we're washing it, we're processing it, we're putting this on it, we're putting that on it, and you got all this buildup. Your shafts can't breathe. You don't want to clog the shaft. You don't want to, have things on it that's going to dry it out. Those things are really important. Learning about hair porosity, again, learning what I have to work with, and then understanding how to enhance that and still be in my most natural state. That's my goal, to find that green product where I can still nurture my hair and still be in my natural, beautiful state.
So how does your hair feel?
Oh my gosh, it feels so great. It feels so clean, so fresh, free of just residue. I know it's clean because it just feels weightless. I love it.
What do you like most about the shampoo?
I like that the shampoo is plant-based ingredients. You have lemongrass, you have rosemary, peppermint oil, all things that are naturally good for the hair. And they all are combined together to do an awesome thing. This right here.
Now, is this a product that you would keep at home, that you would use every day?
Absolutely, I would use this every single day. Yes.
Would you recommend this product to a friend, and if so, what would you tell them?
I would recommend these products to friends, family, strangers. And I would recommend to them that they must, it's a must have, it's not an option. You have to try this. I have recommended it to several people that I know. I've talked to them about what products are they using and what are they looking for. Because the one thing that I know that is really pleasing to me is the weightlessness. I don't feel like my hair is weighted down by some ingredients that was left over after I supposedly shampooed or washed my hair. So in these products, I know that it's clean because it feels clean, it looks clean, there's a natural moisturized shine that's left behind, and they can look and see the results. How could you not use it? I love it. Yelani.